What was wrong with the horse? What was wrong with Stockdale? Probably his work. I know you don't want to open him up here, but like we spoke about Johnny May and how good he was, and Jack Knoll was exceptional.
Yeah, I think it's one of those days whereby, you know, when you're in the back, Scooty, and you just can't get any momentum, and it's just impossible for anyone in the team to sort of really flourish. And interesting what you say about Farrell's kicking, because I noticed that as well from his kickoffs. Even the very first kickoff, Earls caught it maybe 3 metres in from touch. Yeah. They ran a runner off 9 who got absolutely binned, and then Murray put that box kick out, and that's as poor an exit as you get from Ireland. Next thing, the ball's over the top to Manu, and they're around them. But I think it all came back to those collisions. Ireland every team's a momentum-based team. Ireland could not get momentum, so what did they do? What they always do, they went to the air. And England, their sort of shepherding lines were very good. Yeah. They were brilliant in the air. And it doesn't matter if you're Ireland or New Zealand, if you can't run forward and you can't get the ball back through kicking, like, you're in a bit of bother, aren't you? So I think it's one of those games that it would have been tough to really stand out as a back, you know, slow ball on the back foot. But I was so impressed with England, and as I do think they were capable of winning, but I didn't think they were capable of winning to that sort of level. No,
and you look at it, and people questioned John Mitchell coming in as England defence coach because of the way he's been in previous environments that he's been in, especially over in England. People question whether him and Eddie Jones could work together because their sort of characteristics as people, would they clash heads too much? But our defence was unbelievable, and that's all him. That's all the work that he's put in. Which you talk about it as a back, you get no momentum, you go nowhere. You look across that whole England team, and every player was up bouncing, trying to make tackles, making big hits. Manu ragdolling people out of rucks and stuff like that. Sexton just got flipped like he was a 10-stone winger.
He looked injured, Sexton.
Yeah. He wasn't in the game at all, was he?
Yeah, it's tough on the back foot. I saw a picture of Mitchell who it looked like from training. He was wearing a tackle suit. Did anyone else see that?
Loves it.
Oh, here he is.
Loves it.
Just loves the body-to-body contact.
I was thinking, this guy's gone in and like he has set the tone. He said, somebody come and like, I'll show you how to tackle.
Yeah. And he likes showering with the lads as well, apparently.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
But you talk about Sexton and his game. You see him lose his head with Conor Murray. Him and they're having a bit of a set too on the field.
Oh, I didn't notice. No, it wouldn't be like them now. Well, Johnny gives off at everyone. That's just the way he gets on. But I've never really seen those two go at it that much.
Conor Murray went, fuck off.
Yeah, and actually, it's interesting what you say about Carney as well, because I noticed that when he plays, like, he's gone some ridiculous number of games without scoring a try. Yeah. But when he doesn't play, like, how many times did the ball bounce? Yeah. How many times did Conor Murray go up for a box kick? Yeah. And it wasn't that Robbie Henshaw was doing anything wrong, or it just was that something wasn't right. The ball was bouncing when it shouldn't, or someone was taking we just weren't getting. I think Conor Murray took a box kick and got bundled in the touch once. Yeah. Just stuff that doesn't normally happen. So I do think Ireland missed him, but
that's the accuracy. For me, that's the accuracy of England's kicking.
Yeah, good kicking.
And their chase. And you can't, there's little things that when you're in a team, like you're training at Ulster and stuff like that, they talk about minute details. And the difference between the top teams and the teams that are mid-table and the bottom are just little things like that you turn an amazing kick, a precise kick that's landing a yard in from touchline, and your defence hose them into touch. Or a kick-off, a chase from a winger that forces that guy to just go straight to deck in a tackle, whereas the kickoff might not have enough hang time, which means they run it back. It's an easier exit. It's all pressure on pressure, and that's what England was so good at. They won the pressure game across the field, and when you got stats like Mako making 23 tackles, Jamie George, we haven't mentioned him yet, he made 19 tackles.
The dominant tackles, I think, as well.
Yeah.
And I think England missed a lot more tackles, but it doesn't matter because they were just when people were going on Twitter, what's the definition of a dominant tackle? I was going, basically is when you get ended.
The stats though, the Irish stats weren't too bad in terms of the attacking metres made and carries and all that stuff. The game was won for me on the physicality and brutality of England's defence and the pressure game.
Yeah, you look at Stander as well, his face.
It was mangled.
Yeah, it was mangled, yeah. Like someone of his quality and the amount that he carries as well, and he comes off face. I know it's obviously unfortunate.
Swollen like mine, isn't it?
Well, mate, literally, I was going to send you a picture and say, mate, he's been eating the same stuff as you.
Do you know exciting thing from an English point of view. Certainly not for me.
Well, Grand Slam, easy Grand Slam now, isn't it?
Hit us, mate, hit us.
If their discipline had been better, they'd have won by more.
Yeah.
At half time, I think their penalty count was double Ireland's.
Yeah.
The yellow card was debatable, but it was stupid play regardless of what you think the decision was.
Yeah.
If they hadn't given away, 8-9 time penalties and a yellow card, they'd have won by more.
But who was refereeing?
I mean, Jerome Goss says